Hello everyone, it is time for a new video, and today I want to give you some adult romance recommendations that are some of my absolute favorite, like very addicting, fun, and wonderful books that I think are perfect if you're in a reading slump or if you're looking for something that you just will not want to put down. Recently, I haven't been I wouldn't call it a reading slump because I'm always reading books. But I haven't been super satisfied with the books that I've been reading, and I just want something that makes me feel things, something that I, again, don't want to put down, that I just want to keep turning the pages, and it feels just so light and easy, and I just that's all that I want to do, to read the book. The first one I have here is Savor It by Tara DeWitt, and I adored every second of this book. This one is on the more emotional, super deeply beautiful, and they have a strong connection, and that you just know that they're meant to be together. But at the same time, it's super addicting. You can't wait to see them fall in love. And it's a small town romance. We have our heroine who, grew up in this town and she loves it and everything. And then our hero who comes there after he recently lost his sister, and so this does deal a lot with grief, and he's trying to find his way, and she's his neighbor, and so many fun random things happen, and they start connecting, and it just feels so so good and beautiful. And it's emotional, it's romantic, it's steamy, it's fun, and just absolutely wonderful. And I think just reading this book felt so good. And there was not one boring moment, and so you should absolutely pick this one up. The next one I have here is Guarding Temptation by Talia Hibbert. So this is a tiny little book, so if you are in a reading slump, you of course need this. Let me see, it is a little bit under 100 pages. So of course I absolutely adore Talia Hibbert. I am low-key devastated that we have not had a Talia Hibbert release this year, and I don't think last year either. And I have read every single one of her books except for maybe two. Any book by Talia Hibbert I could honestly recommend in this video. There's not a single book by Talia that I read that I ever was bored or wanted to put it down. If I had to choose, I have said this before and I'm gonna say it again. If I had to choose my favorite author, I always say one of my all-time favorite authors. That is my common thing that I say, and I have a lot, but if I had to choose, it would be Talia Hibbert. Anyways, this one specifically is a novella. Of course, like I said, he basically becomes her bodyguard and they have to live together. And I'm just no better combination, in the world. I love forced proximity, of course. And it also has the brother's best friend trope. Yeah, so it's just super fun and, steamy. Honestly, I need a reread. I'm not gonna say more detail about the plot because of course it's short and you should absolutely go and devour this book. The next book that I have here is one that I will never shut up about, and it may or may not end up being my #1 favorite book of this year. I loved this with my entire soul. And it did not happen for a long time before reading this. This was in January this year or something like that. I feel it didn't happen for a while that I found a new author that I could fall in love with, and this is Erin Connor's debut. And I cannot believe that because it is literally a masterpiece. This was written for me. That's the feeling of oh my god, this checks every single one of my boxes. And I'm speechless. And while you might not have the exact same boxes, I am sure you're gonna absolutely love this. It was the kind of experience where literally on page 1, and I'm not exaggerating, on page 1 I was hooked and it did not let me go. And so we have a book about a romance author and an actor. So they meet in an elevator for Sawyer, who is an author. She's okay, this would be the perfect meet cute situation, because she of course knows him as the actor that he is. She's absolutely not, I am absolutely not going to be making this into a meet cute. But then they run into each other again, and then they make a plan that basically Sawyer is has kind of given up on love, and Mason is kind of a hopeless romantic, and so they decide that they're gonna do a bunch of cliche tropey things together that they would see in rom-coms to kind of lower down Mason's expectations and at the same time make Sawyer feel a little bit better and give her some like writing inspiration. And like, I don't know, I feel like that sounds kind of simple. Like you cannot imagine how incredible this is. And as someone who loves books about authors and actors, that dynamic of that was so much fun. And just, oh my God, the connection between them and the balance of like how romantic and meaningful and steamy and fun this book is unbelievable. And I adored every second of this. I need this to be a movie. Like, I need this to be a movie, and I need 1,000 more Aaron Connor books, so please go read this. It's incredible, and I cannot believe I have not heard anyone talk about this. And, like, yes, I would love to keep it all to myself, but, like, again, I need Aaron Connor to be able to write 1,000,000 more books, so please go pick this one up. The next one that I have here is Collide by Balcabra, and I certainly have heard people talk about this one. But I very much loved this, and it's super addicting, and I wasn't sure if I should recommend this or Spiral, but while I loved Spiral so much, this one is kind of giving more of the like addicting energy. And so, you know, this is sports romance and, you know, like that like new adult college setting vibe, which I feel like always is so addicting. It's basically Grumpy Sunshine. They have to work on a project together. At first, Summer can't stand him, and you know how chill and casual he seems to be about everything. And so it kind of is like opposites attract, but it is incredibly fun. And just, I loved every second of this. It was absolutely the kind of book that I devoured and I didn't want it to end. This one is a tiny bit, okay, it's not that long. It's 380 pages. So it's not like super short, but it is absolutely devourable. And I'm sure that's not a word, but it should be. So absolutely adored this. And I would absolutely recommend the other books by Balcabra as well. But this one just felt like very light for the most part, but with like absolutely amazing characters. And again, they did have a strong connection, but at the same time, it was fun and steamy and, you know, like all of that. So definitely pick this one up. Then I have one historical romance. So I do absolutely love historical romance so much. This series, oh my God, like I love this series so much. And so I would absolutely recommend, now I'm kind of confused which one this is. It's not the first book, but now I don't know, do I have all the physical books? Okay. So this is the third book. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So the first book is Bombshell. So I'm actually going to recommend Bombshell because, you know, normal people, unlike me, should read things in order probably. So Bombshell by Sarah McLean, including, again, all the other books. There's second one, Heartbreaker, and then this one. They're like literally probably the like some of the most addicting historical romances that I've ever read, and just romances in general, and you should absolutely pick it up. Like, oh my God. This one specifically is called The Hell's Bells, and it's basically about a group of women that are all close friends, and they kind of like cause crime for, you know, the good of the people. And oh my God, it's so unbelievably iconic. And so in this one we have Cecily, or Cecil, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name actually. But she is absolutely iconic. Like, she is just like so bold and confident and sexy and cool. And she does, you know, so many things that are slightly outrageous, but like, just absolutely iconic. And so she does get in trouble very often, you know, and she just like, whenever she wants to do something, she absolutely goes for it. And, then there is Caleb, who is her brother's best friend. And so he kind of knows about like that, you know, she's up to some things, and he starts to kind of try to keep an eye on her to make sure she's safe, and things go on from there. And I cannot express how insanely fun this series is. Like, seriously, trust me, please pick it up. Like, it is so much fun, and absolutely iconic characters, and the romance is like, I love the fact that like the heroines in these books absolutely stand out. Like, they feel just, they're absolutely amazing. They're absolutely amazing, and the men like match their energy. Like, they are actually worthy of them. And they're amazing as well. And so the romances are like just so swoon-worthy and hot and fun and wonderful, and just like, oh my God, like, please read this series. It is literally perfect, and you will not regret it. So now let's move on to some books. Jesus, okay. Let's move on to some books that I do not own physically, but I wish I did because I adored them. So I have Poisoned Ivy by Ava Rani. This one I randomly ran into the audiobook and it was so much fun. It's a tiny bit longer as well. I think it's 400 pages. And so in this one, the heroine, it says it's described as Maxton Hall meets Rory Gilmore's college years in this decadent college romance that equal parts passion, privilege, and mystery. So I feel like this definitely has that like rich people boarding school energy, and I actually found that super fun. I haven't read like a lot of books like this. And so the heroine is kind of like, has like a slightly separate identity because she has very strict parents and she tries to hide like all the shit, all the things that she does, from them. And so she keeps a lot of secrets as she like goes around the school trying to like discover different things. The hero, you know, like catches her and they end up kind of working together and, you know, opening up to each other. And things go on from there, and I loved this. Super addicting, super fun, and again, I loved that atmosphere, so you should absolutely pick this one up. Then, oh my god, I need to buy this literally immediately. That is It's Different This Time by Joss Richard. And like, I still, like, I need to read it again to be able to put into words how incredible this is, and honestly, I think it is on like unromance level for me. So actually like it would be it's very, very difficult to choose between those if I had to, but I don't have to right now. So this book is a masterpiece. And I went into it from the, you know, based on the cover. I was reading a lot of fall themed books and I was just like, it's gonna be cozy and autumnal, it's gonna be great. I was not ready for the emotional journey this book was about to take me on. So this is like, the two main characters randomly, years ago before the book starts, they kind of randomly moved into the same apartment in New York City. They were basically strangers, but they just needed someone to live with. They needed a roommate. They became roommates. And oh my god, if you know me, you know that like being roommates is like my favorite trope in the world. I live for it. Along with best friends to lovers. And so over that, they become best friends. And it's kind of second chance, like estranged best friends to lovers, where they, you know, do not live together anymore in the present. And they have not seen each other in a long, like, I don't know, 2 years? In a while. And now they get news that the man who rented the apartment out to them passed away and he left it to both of them in the will. And so they have to see each other again. They need to figure out what they're going to do with the apartment. They have to, you know, spend time together. And oh my god, like the yearning in this, the connection between them, the emotions, like this made me swoon. This made my heart ache for them. This book made me feel alive and like just so many emotions in the best way ever. And oh my god, I need everyone to read this book because it's incredible. And I need more people to talk about it and read it because it literally is unbelievably good. And I actually don't know if this isn't a debut. It's a debut as well. Like, oh my god. That is insane. And I don't know if there's been an announcement for another Joss Richard book. So once again, please go read this because I need more. I need so much more. Okay, the next one I have, I'm very excited to tell you about, which is Fair Trade by Millie Perez. And oh my god, this one, incredibly fun. Like, absolutely amazing. You know what? I'm actually going to read you my little review on Goodreads because I actually put in some detail instead of like one random sentence. So, sports romance, baseball specifically, and it has marriage of convenience. They have to live together and work together. Yeah, so, and some other random stuff that I'm just gonna say out loud, you know, normally. But I did say that it's sexy, sweet, emotional, meaningful, and addicting. And so I literally devoured this book. Like, I read it on vacation, and I did not want to stop. Like, I was like, you know, forget the beach. I need to be reading this book right now. And it is incredible. Like, I have been desperately looking for office romances that I love, and it's been very difficult. And then I finally found this and it was exactly what I was looking for. And so yeah, just some delicious tension and incredible chemistry and just like literally so addicting and so perfect. And I have actually, there's a few other books by this author that came out before this that I need to read desperately, all of that, because like this was perfection. And yeah, like who does not love Marriage of Convenience? Like I love it so much, and this was just like incredible. So I feel like I keep repeating myself, but I have like 2 more books I think that I want to mention. Between the Lines by Christina C. Jones, which is actually another actor book. And this whole series I think is about actors or like has something to do with movies, so I need to read the other 2 books. But it is a novella. It says it's 131 pages. And they're co-stars and it's Second Chance, and it actually has very like mature and amazing communication. And I think that's all I'm gonna say because again it is quite short. But Christina C. Jones is an incredible author. And all of her books, a lot of her books are actually novellas and like shorter books. So I feel like they're absolutely perfect for the goal of this video, but also just, you know, amazing characters. And it's always just so fun and quick to read as well. And so I love her book so much. And I loved this. So yeah, I do absolutely really need to read the other books in this series. And so that brings me to the last book that I absolutely adored, last but not least, For Better or Worse by Ava Hunter. And this is another book that I read on that vacation, and these 2 were just some absolute masterpieces that I like really needed. And this one is, oh my god, so it's Enemies to Lovers, and basically it's about this trip where the heroine is a death doula, and so she helps people who are dying to like live out the rest of their life in you know, as best as they can. And so she's helping this like older man that she has a very strong bond with, you know, and he has like quite a big family, but he becomes very close to her, you know, she's like a daughter to him. And so he wants to go on this trip to bring his family together and everything. So they go on this trip, and she runs into a guy whose wedding she actually like crashed and stopped a while ago, where like back then that was her job, that she was kind of like people could ask her to like, I don't know, was it just weddings, maybe other things, I don't know, but she literally like someone called her that like they wanted her to crash the wedding so that it doesn't happen anymore. And so she literally like destroyed his wedding, and now she has to see him again. And so you can imagine it is enemies to lovers, forced proximity. And they're both very grumpy. They've both been very hurt before in life, and they're kind of, you know, struggling and fighting their way. And oh my god, absolute perfection. Like, I mean, this was like, wow, you know what? I can love enemies to lovers when it's done well. It is absolutely spectacular and so addicting, but the characters are so wonderful, and it was so amazing to see them fall in love and see how they heal like in their personal lives and together. And it was just incredible. And it also has like it has diabetes representation. There was something with that happened that like, I'm not gonna like say the details, but it was just so incredibly special. And like, especially in enemies to lovers, like taking care of each other, you know, it feels even more special, because it's like, wow, like, you know, yesterday you hated this person, but now they need you and you're gonna be there for them. And like, that is like the ultimate love language, honestly. And so I adored this. And Ava Hunter also actually has a lot of other books that I desperately need to read, all of them as well. And so that will be all for this video. Please let me know what books you think are like super addicting and perfect for people who are in reading slumps, or who just want to read something amazing, because like, I really want to read something amazing. That keeps my attention, because my attention, oh my god, right now is so bad, and like, I need to figure that out. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, leave a flower emoji down below. I don't know, I know it's winter time or whatever, but like, I just, yeah, that's I think what we should do. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye.